Ever wondered why we celebrate April Fool's Day, a day dedicated to jests, tomfoolery, and harmless pranks? But where did this peculiar tradition originate? And why do we find such joy in fooling our friends and loved ones? Is it just for a laugh, or is there a deeper, more intrinsic significance to this day of merry mischief? The answers might surprise you. So buckle up, pranksters and jesters, as we embark on this journey of discovery. Let's unravel the mystery of April Fool's Day, shall we? The origins of April Fool's Day remain shrouded in mystery, with several theories making the rounds. Now let's journey back in time and explore some of the most popular propositions. One theory, often cited, traces the roots of this day to the switch from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar in the late 16th century. According to this explanation, those who continued to celebrate the new year in late March or early April, as was customary under the Julian calendar, were ridiculed and became the April Fools. But let's not get too attached to this theory, as many historians argue that April Fool's Day predates the calendar switch. Now, imagine yourself in ancient Rome amidst the vibrant festival of Hilaria. Celebrated at the end of March, this festival saw Romans dressing up in disguises and mocking their fellow citizens. Some scholars believe this could be the precursor to our modern-day prank-filled celebration. But again, this is just one of the many theories. Moving further back, we find a springtime festival of merriment and foolishness in the medieval Feast of Fools. This festival allowed for a topsy-turvy reversal of social roles, where the high and mighty were made the butt of jokes. Could this festival be the origin of our beloved day of pranks? It's a thought to ponder. And let's not forget other cultural traditions. For instance, the Hindu festival of Holi, celebrated with much fanfare in late March, involves playful pranking and the smearing of colored powders. A similar practice can be found in ancient Persia's Sizdah Bedar, a day of outdoor merriment and harmless pranks. As we delve into these theories, it becomes clear that the origins of April Fool's Day are as elusive as a well-crafted prank. Each theory carries a grain of truth, yet none can claim definitive proof. The tradition of celebrating foolishness seems woven into the tapestry of human culture, transcending geographical and temporal boundaries. While the exact origins remain uncertain, one thing is clear. Humans have been celebrating foolishness for centuries. From jesters in royal courts to hoaxes in newspapers, pranks have long been a part of our history. They've given us moments of laughter, surprise, and occasionally, a bit of confusion. Let's dive into a couple of the most memorable historical pranks. Our first stop, 1957, BBC's Panorama programme. They aired a 3-minute segment about a bumper spaghetti harvest in Switzerland, thanks to a mild winter and the virtual disappearance of the spaghetti weevil. The footage of Swiss farmers pulling strands of spaghetti down from trees captivated viewers. Many called in, asking how they could grow their own spaghetti trees. Alas, spaghetti doesn't grow on trees, but the prank certainly left its mark. Next, let's take a leap back to the late 19th century. In 1890, the New York Journal published an article claiming that the Leaning Tower of Pisa was about to topple over. The story caused such a stir that people traveled all the way to Italy to witness the spectacle. Of course, the tower didn't fall. It was all a prank, a clever ruse to sell newspapers. And who can forget the time in 1874 when the Boston Post published a story about a man named Joseph Mulhattan who discovered a vast diamond and gemstone deposit in Arizona. The prank caused a short-lived diamond rush, with people rushing to stake their claims. It was only later discovered that Mulhattan, a notorious prankster, had tricked the newspaper into publishing the story. These historical pranks show us that humor has always been a part of human culture, even in the most unexpected situations. They play with our gullibility, our curiosity, and our sense for adventure. But most importantly, they remind us that a little laughter, a little foolery, can brighten up even the most ordinary of days. April Fool's Day is not just a Western phenomenon, it has its equivalents in cultures around the world. Indeed, humanity's penchant for a good laugh is universal, and the tradition of dedicating a day to humor and pranks is found in many corners of the globe. Let's take a jaunt over to India, where the festival of Holi is celebrated. Holi, also known as the Festival of Colors, is a vibrant and joyous event that takes place in March. While it's primarily known for the dazzling display of color as people drench each other in colored powders, it's also a day filled with laughter, jokes, and pranks. It's a day when social norms are relaxed and people feel free to express their jovial side. Now let's journey back in time to ancient Rome for the festival of Hilaria. This festival celebrated Cybele, an ancient goddess of nature, but it was also a day for merriment and tomfoolery. The Romans would dress up in disguises, play pranks on each other, and generally revel in a day of laughter and fun. In Spain, they have a day similar to April Fools, but it's celebrated on the 28th of December, known as Dia de los Santos Inocentes, or Day of the Innocent Saints. It's another day filled with pranks, jokes, and humor, showing that the Spanish too have a fondness for a good jest. Even in Iran, they celebrate Sizdah Bedar, which takes place on the 13th day of the Persian New Year, usually falling on April 1st or 2nd. On this day, Iranians play pranks and jokes on each other, much like April Fool's Day. These are just a handful of examples, but they illustrate a fascinating commonality across cultures: a shared love for humor, laughter, and a little bit of mischief. Regardless of where you are in the world, people love a good laugh, and they love the chance to have a bit of fun at the expense of others. These cultural variations prove that the love for humor and pranks transcends borders. Why do we find joy in fooling others and being fooled ourselves? The answer lies in psychology. Pranks, at their core, revolve around the element of surprise. We are wired to respond to unexpected events, and pranks are a playful way of triggering this instinct. The sudden realization that what we believe to be true is, in fact, false, leads to a cognitive shift. This shift, accompanied by the relief that the situation is harmless, often results in laughter. It's an instinctive response, a release of tension, if you will. But pranks aren't just about the surprise factor. They're also about the shared laughter. When we prank someone, or when we're pranked, the laughter that follows isn't a solo act. It's a collective experience, a shared moment of joy and amusement. This shared laughter is a powerful bonding tool. It strengthens social connections and fosters a sense of camaraderie. It's why we often remember the pranks we've shared with friends and family with such fondness. Moreover, pranking is a form of play, and play is essential for our social and cognitive development. It allows us to explore boundaries, understand social norms, and learn how to navigate complex social interactions. In this sense, pranks are more than just tricks. They're a form of social learning, a way to understand and navigate the world around us. Pranks also serve another important psychological function. They allow us to break away from the monotony of everyday life. They provide a temporary escape, a moment of levity in an otherwise serious world. They allow us to step outside our regular roles and engage in something unexpected and fun, and this, in turn, contributes to our overall well-being. So the next time you laugh at a prank, remember, it's all part of being human. It's about the surprise, the shared laughter, the social bonding, and the break from the ordinary. And while pranks may sometimes seem silly and childish, they play a crucial role in our psychological makeup. They remind us of the joy of play, the importance of laughter, and the value of shared experiences. So the next time you laugh at a prank, remember, it's all part of being human. From Orson Welles' infamous War of the Worlds broadcast to modern-day internet hoaxes, media has played a major role in April Fool's Day. The media has always been a powerful tool, amplifying the reach and impact of April Fool's pranks. Remember when the BBC convinced viewers in 1957 that spaghetti trees were a real thing? Or when in 1985, Sports Illustrated tricked many into believing that a rookie pitcher could throw a ball at 168 miles per hour? These are just a couple of examples of how media has been instrumental in spreading the spirit of April Fool's Day far and wide. As we moved into the digital age, the internet became the new playground for pranksters. In the late 90s, web users were tricked into believing that every computer would crash when the clock struck midnight on December 31st, 1999. This was the infamous Y2K hoax. Social media platforms, with their vast reach and instant connectivity, have further amplified the scale and impact of April Fool's pranks. From fake news stories going viral to elaborate hoaxes crafted by multinational corporations, the digital world has taken April Fool's Day to a whole new level. However, it's not all laughter and hilarity. The ubiquity of pranks in the digital age has also raised questions about the blurred lines between humor, misinformation, and even deception. As society becomes more interconnected and reliant on digital platforms, the potential for pranks to spread confusion and uncertainty has also increased. Yet despite these challenges, April Fool's Day continues to be a testament to our collective sense of humor and creativity. It's a day when we give ourselves permission to be a little foolish, to laugh at ourselves, and to celebrate the lighter side of life. And so in the age of social media, where memes spread like wildfire and fake news can become viral in an instant, every day could be April Fool's Day. Today, April Fool's Day is celebrated with a wide range of pranks, from simple jokes to elaborate hoaxes. It's a day when we all give ourselves permission to embrace the foolish, the absurd, and the downright hilarious. But what does this look like in the modern world, you ask? Let's delve into some examples. In the sphere of corporate humor, companies have been known to create elaborate hoaxes to engage their customers. Remember when Google announced the launch of Google Knows, a new technology that supposedly allowed users to search for smells? Or when Burger King introduced the left-handed Whopper, claiming to have redesigned their classic burger for left-handed customers? These pranks not only provided a good chuckle, but also generated buzz around the brand, proving that humor can be an effective marketing tool. The internet, with its vast reach and instant communication, has become a fertile ground for pranks. Memes, GIFs, and viral videos often find their genesis in April Fool's Day. Take, for instance, the infamous Rickrolling, a prank that tricks people into clicking a hyperlink that leads to Rick Astley's music video for Never Gonna Give You Up. And let's not forget the simple, harmless jokes among friends and family. These are the pranks that add a personal touch to April Fool's Day. It could be as easy as sticking a "kick me" sign on your sibling's back, or as elaborate as filling your roommate's room with balloons. These pranks, while causing a momentary surprise or inconvenience, always end in laughter and shared memories. Modern-day pranks are as diverse as the people who play them. They can be elaborate or simple, corporate or personal, digital or analog, but no matter the form they take, they all share a common goal: to bring a moment of joy, surprise, and laughter to our everyday lives. As long as there's a laugh to be shared, April Fool's Day will continue to bring joy and laughter into our lives. We hope you've enjoyed our journey through the history and hilarity of April Fool's Day. As we've seen, pranks and humor have a way of bringing us together, of reminding us of our shared humanity. So if this video made you chuckle, if it sparked your curiosity, or if it simply brightened your day, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with your friends to spread the laughter. Don't forget to drop a comment below. Maybe share your favorite April Fool's Day prank or a funny story. And if you want to join us for more such fascinating journeys, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media channels for updates and some behind-the-scenes content. Remember, laughter is the best medicine. So keep laughing, keep pranking, and keep celebrating the joy of being human. Until our next adventure, stay foolish.